Gotta be honest with you, I know we missed out on a couple of players that we really wanted to get in the summer, but considering that, this Man City team's pretty good. How you doing, everybody, and welcome to part 3 of Club 5 here on MyCareer on FM23. I'm Stu. Thank you for joining me in today's video, where the plan was going to be to show you the Middlesbrough game in the Premier League, followed by the main event, which is the Real Madrid game in the Champions League. And I started recording that game. I'll see if Future Stu can remember putting some of the footage from early in the game. But then this dingbat forgot to check his disk space. And I've done a lot of different things getting ready for FM24 recently. And that meant I didn't have much of it left. So I ran out of space after 1-0. And as you can see, oh God, we scored 8. Which is really annoying because it was such a fun game to watch. Such a fun game to commentate on. And now I've got to try and remember all of the points that I made to mention in the Real Madrid game. And then the second game we are going to show today, which is West Ham United. So if you're excited to see how we get on against Real Madrid and West Ham, and if you feel a bit sorry for me because of the fact that I was a bit of a dingbat, then don't forget to leave a like on the video for me and subscribe so you don't miss any of the nonsense that regularly comes out of this face right here. So I've got to try and remember everything I talked about before. So since you were last with us, first of all, as I mentioned in the intro, everything's great. Like, we are doing so well. The last time we saw us was opening day of the season for Chelsea. For Man City, goodness me. And we've continued doing well since then, conceding a few more goals than I'd like to, which included a loss, our only loss of the season so far, against Manchester United. So probably the worst loss we could have had, really. But we have bounced back since then. We have looked very, very good. Interestingly, though, interesting. So the City of Manchester Stadium has to change its name when it goes into Champions League, because notice the Champions League game against Bayern Munich, by the way, we won in that 2-1. Lovely stuff. Every time we play in the Champions League, it comes up as City of Manchester Stadium. I didn't notice that, actually. I didn't notice that at all. But yeah, that's just a random thing. Apologies for that. But yeah, since then we've played really well. We've also had a formation change as well. So annoying because I've been through all of this already. Where we've gone with 2 deep-lying midfielders rather than normal central midfielders. We've gone with defensive midfielders. And defensively, it seems to have worked. I mean, again, looking at the schedule, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 clean sheets. Bearing in mind, EFL Club, that wasn't with Rosenbrick. It was with Kalen Petrie, our backup goalkeeper, and he had a great game. So defensively, it really does seem to have worked to move to that system, and we're just hitting the goals for fun. This last game, I'm so annoyed you didn't see it. Salim Hadji with a hat-trick, Haaland with a couple, Foden, Dorica, and Kuchiyara all with 1 each. Salim Hadji, the backup future wonder kid attacking midfielder, having a great game. He got an assist in there as well. Kuchiyara didn't start. We rested him for the Real Madrid game, brought him on for the last few minutes. What a performance. What an absolutely superb performance from this kid. I mean, why his determination's gone down, I don't know. I think he did have a knock recently, so maybe that did it. But he's been fantastic for us so far this season. I'm really, really happy with him. And it does bring up a bit of an issue, because it means that we really have to think about how to play him and Kuchiyara in the same team at some point. Kuchiyara's still been great, but he's been nowhere near as great. 3 goals, 1 assist in 12 appearances. I mean, he's been great, but he's certainly not been as good. So we do need to bear that in mind. But yeah, that's that. Things we need to talk about. It's England related. Apologies. I know I normally try not to talk about England stuff when we're here. However, we do need to talk about Alan Skinner. He might be fine. However, he is out for up to 5 months. 5 months from November, that takes us to April. Worst case scenario is when he will be back, which is the end of the season. We have a World Cup coming up. Alan Skinner is the best player in the world at the moment, officially. He actually did win. I'm assuming it will be on here as awards. Yeah, he won the goal 50. He was the first best player ahead of Kylian Mbappe and Emre Tezgel. We know how good Emre Tezgel is from England, and Mbappe is Mbappe. I mean, it's obscene. It's absolutely obscene. Just how good he is, Alan Skinner. But that injury really has put things to pay for him and for Chelsea. Now, Chelsea at the moment, in 12th place, which is not good. A couple of games ago, they were 17th. That's really not good. In any way, shape or form, there's no way to spin it other than awful. So they really need to pick things up. Also, though, Liverpool currently in 19th with 9 points. What is going on here? I mean, goalkeeper's not that good. They've got one good centre-back. I mean, it's a classic case of older players in the squad that need to be replaced. I mean, they've got some talent in here, but they've also got some old players who need moving out. I mean, that squad has been gutted and not rebuilt very well. Goodness me. The other thing we need to talk about as well, actually, again, Chelsea and England related, and I think they kind of go hand in hand, is Carl Ratcliffe. Now, he's got a hat-trick this season in the Premier League and a hat-trick in the Champions League. They're the only goals he scored. He's been awful for the Premier League to the point where we haven't picked him for the last couple of England games because he's been that bad for Chelsea. So we have given him the challenge to improve his form. Immediately he scored a hat-trick, so I'm hoping that is the start of an upturn in form for him. But yeah, in terms of England, I'll quickly show you the results that we had for them. Let me get that up. Last couple of games, obviously you saw the Scotland game. We just scraped past Israel 2-1, beat Kazakhstan 7-0, which was nice. Jay Leathan getting a hat-trick there. Then we changed the formation to the same one we used for Man City. We did struggle against Czech Republic, but Czech Republic, we got some decent players. But then we battered Scotland 6-1. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I enjoyed that very much so. So that's the state of play. Now, I've come back a bit early for the Real Madrid game because, again, I've just finished playing the Middlesbrough game that I thought I was recording, and I recorded like 5 minutes of, which is really frustrating. So I'm now going to go through. I'm going to go ahead to the Real Madrid game, and I'm going to show you that. So Real Madrid-wise, that's the table in the Champions League. Currently third, just on goal difference. It's PSG, Arsenal, and ourselves, top three at the moment. We're the only ones who have a perfect record so far in the Champions League. But you know, things could change, definitely. Real Madrid going to be looking to get things back underway. 2 wins, 2 losses against Napoli and Newcastle. Goodness me. But it's good to see Southampton in this group as well. But this is the section we want to be in, this top 8, the automatic qualification spots. Don't want to be going into no stinking playoffs. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get ready for the Real Madrid game. By the way, Real Madrid, let's just have a look at how they're doing in the league. For them, currently seconds. Vinicius Jr. as their captain. Vinicius Jr. currently 33 years old. Not very junior anymore, I would suggest. Right, let's get to the Real Madrid game and let's see how we get on. Okay, it's time for that Real Madrid game, and here is the 11 that we're hopefully going to be, well, trying to get a win with. Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We'll certainly give it a go. But it is Rosenbrick in goal, Youngworth, Ferrer, Stoppelkamp and Mascarell in defence, Bellingham, Luis Alberto in the midfield, with Durica, Cucchiara and Saka supporting Haaland up front. So the changes from the last game. Cucchiara is in, Saka is in, Alberto is in, defence is the same. We're just going to go with it and see what happens. Now, I was talking before about the defensive change and the fact that since we put the 2 holding midfielders in instead of 2 central midfielders, we have looked like a different team. Not in terms of attack, but in defence, it's just worked so well. I am expecting us to concede against Real Madrid. It is Real Madrid. But we have, on the whole, looked a lot better. So today's kind of an outlier. We're not going to worry too much. I mean, their team, they've got some fantastic players in. But again, on the older side. And we played Real Madrid with our Chelsea team last season. We know that we can beat them with that team. This team, I would say, is better than our Chelsea team. Certainly so far it's looked at. So, but the way this team has played, you've seen the schedule that we've had this season so far. The way this team has played so far this year has been insane. And I genuinely do think that if we could have got the players in this summer that we really, really wanted to. So I'm talking Leathan as a right winger. I'm talking one of Bayrak, Albergi or Guardian. One of those guys at central defence. And then the only other thing I would have liked to do now, after seeing how he's played, is getting a better backup striker than Juarez. Maybe bringing in someone like I don't know, maybe a Ratcliffe. Cucchiara's just gone and scored straight away, by the way. I'm thinking like a Cucchiara, but actually my ideal one would be Roman Felicia from Tottenham. Although he's too good to be a bench striker, he would be the replacement for Haaland, because I think if we could get him, oh boy, I would have some fun with him as a striker. If we get to do a season 2, any transfer funds we get, they're devoted specifically to get like those 3 positions covered. Another striker, another winger, and another defender. And then I'm happy with the squad completely. The only other thing would be a goalkeeper, but Rosenbrick at the moment is on a run of form. So Who knows what we'll do? But considering we don't have those players at the moment, my God, we look good as a team. We look so good as a team, and we lead straight away. Although Real Madrid doing good work at the moment from the looks of things, the chances that they are having, but we are the ones with the goal ahead. Right, here we go, Real Madrid. Wrench now to Datro Fofana. Back to Gravenberch. Into Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz dispossessed by Jude Bellingham though. Jude Bellingham, of course, Real Madrid in real life. But Haaland is in, and Haaland cannot make it too. But he does win us a corner. No Phil Foden today. He is fit, but he's not fully fit. So he's not injured at the moment. But we're not going to be risking him from the start. We will have him as an option from the bench. Right, Alberto into Youngblood. Alberto starting his first game for a while. He has had that injury, of course. Bit harsh on Stephen Whittle. He has done a good job for us. He's not been spectacular though, which is the reason why we've gone with Alberto today. We can always make that change back at half time if we feel like it's not really working. Alberto at the moment not having an offensively bad game, but certainly not looking spectacular. Moukoko, who wasn't fully fit coming into this game, certainly with a chance there, taking the corners. He did that in the latter stages of the Champions League last season when we were at Chelsea, which is very unusual. Right, Derica on a yellow card, but does well to hold up the ball there. Really well indeed. Gets it to Kuchiyara. What a ball that is to Erling Haaland, who just panics a little bit. It's so unlike Erling Haaland to do that. It's so unlike him this season and just in real life to panic like that. But Erling Haaland just doesn't have the best chance there. Doesn't make the most of a good one, if we're being completely honest. Right, Vinicius Jr. now. We're letting him run into the box, but Rosenbrick, his Brazilian international teammate, making the save. How much is that experience from Rosenbrick's international period? How much is that actually making a difference there? Who knows? Right. Youngworth heads it only as far as Pell. Pell tries to whip it in. Youngworth heads it out only as far as Silva. Silva out wide to Vinny Jr. Vinicius now looking to get it back in. He does. Stoppelkamp heads it clear. Looking for Erling Haaland. Haaland to Kuchiyara. And now we break. Kuchiyara, he's got options. Goes to Saka. Saka. Bellingham. Probably didn't choose the right one. Roman Derica was out wide. Mascarell cuts inside though into Alberto. Luis Alberto, heavy touch. Not been playing that often. Hasn't got the match experience at this level for quite some time. Bellingham with a good intercepting tackle though, and a breathless highlight that does not end in a goal ends. Wow. I mean, that was some end-to-end stuff right there. We've done well to come away without conceding there, and also a bit unlucky not to get a goal in there. But decision making from Luis Alberto, not as good as it should be. We will be having a word with a couple of players. Mascarell not doing well. I might bring Desuninic on. I'm going to tell Derica to calm himself down. I'm going to tell you two you've not been very good so far. Saka I can forgive because he normally plays on the right hand side. We'll leave it at that for now, but I am actually going to take Alberto off and we're going to bring on Stephen Whittle. Do you know what? I'm even tempted to bring Matty Dash on, but we'll bring Stephen Whittle on because he's just got more game experience at the moment. Alberto is building himself back up. We're just not going to risk anything. We're going to go with what we know. I'm not going to make any more changes just for the moment. As you can see, Phil Foden's fitness, I'd be happy to bring him on for the last half an hour, and that's probably it. So we'll go with that. Let's see whether we can continue on with this lead and maybe try and get another one and sneak another one in there because we've definitely got it in us. Haaland not having a good game today though. I think Mascarell is going to be the next change. I was going to make that change and I completely forgot about it. From the looks of things match stat wise though, we've had the better of the second half to begin with. Right, Stoppelkamp to Bellingham, into Kuchiyara, Haaland now, into Saka. Saka gets it into Stephen Whittle of all people who's come off the bench, and Stephen Whittle denied by Pell. Goodness me, what a justification of the substitution that would have been. Oh my word. Right, substitution time. Let's bring off... Let's do what I was going to do. Mascarell's going to come off for Desuninic. Or Desuninic. I'm going to get that right or wrong no matter what I do. Haaland would be the next person to take off. Bukayo Saka has actually bought himself some more time. The problem with Haaland is, if I had signed Hishek in the summer, he'd be coming on. I don't trust Jonathan Juarez. I just don't trust him. Now, I could bring Hadji on and put Kuchiyara up front, but I've never used Kuchiyara as a striker. But he could play there. He could actually play there quite well. Do you know what? Haaland's not had a good game. It's a huge call to make, but Hadji was great in the last game. I want to get Hadji on. And I actually think Kuchiyara can do a job as a striker. I think he can do a job as an advanced forward. Yes, he's not going to be that good in the air. but I think he can do the job. Right, well, we're going to go with it. Let's just see what happens. Kuchiyama got the goal, so let's give him the chance to get another one. I'm looking at Youngworth, and as much as I don't want to take him off, we might have to bring on the guy we signed in the summer for him. We might actually have to do that. We are starting to run out of time here. However, we're the ones with the lead. It's actually Real Madrid who are running out of time here. Right, Desuninik looking for options. Gets it to Hadji. Hadji now against Real Madrid. Goodness me, what a start to his Manchester City career he's had. Kuchiyama now goes for the long shot of all things and ends up with a pretty tame effort, but I'll give him full credit for giving it a go. Right, Ferrer wins the header with Makoko. Bellingham out to Dorica now. Dorica into Whittle. Whittle to Dorica. Bellingham now out to Youngworth, who is tiring. Again, I think he's going to be one of our substitutions, but not before we pass it to Dorica into Hadji. And can you imagine if Hadji had scored the second there? Goodness me. Right, final couple of substitutions. Youngworth is shattered. So it is going to be Iraragori who's going to be coming on. Rogelio Iraragori, who I've been calling Iraragiori and completely guessing it wrong. So Rogelio Iraragori is coming on. And then the final change, I mean, Bellingham is tiring. Saka is tiring as well. Hadji's, I mean, I think he's played better than that personally, but I think it's going to be Bellingham and we're going to be bringing on Matty Dash. I think that is the right thing to do. Solid defensive work, but also can also affect things further up. He can just kind of run up here, win the ball here in a really dangerous spot. We've actually overtaken them in match stats as the game has gone on, and we win it 1-0. It's another clean sheet, and we win against a top-tier European game. That's a very good performance. A very good performance indeed. Not a typical goals galore performance from us, but the defensive revolution continues. We win with a single goal, and again, I'm just looking at Willy Saliba. I'm thinking, I say again, I've not told you, Ruben Diaz has barely featured for us because he's not played well. He's not played well at all. I mean, he's gone a 6.8 because he had one game where we played really well. The rest of them have been average. His Champions League performances have not been up to scratch as well, so I genuinely think the end might be near for Ruben Diaz and we might be moving him on. He's wanted by Paris Saint-Germain. I would let him go. I would definitely let him go. I'd at least consider it. And then maybe, just maybe, we bring Willy Saliba back. That's what I've been considering. Because Willy Saliba has had a good time over at Napoli. So I would consider bringing him back in for one more half a season. Youngworth is shattered. Rosenbrick, apparently with the man of the match performance, I probably would agree with that actually. Erling Haaland, he's leading the way. He's definitely been sensational for us this season. Genuinely, as much as I love Alan Skinner, and I do think Alan Skinner is the best player I've used in FM so far, well, in FM23, having Erling Haaland at his absolute peak is just so much fun because he has literally been almost every game a goal at least. I mean, look at the run. The last time he didn't score before the Real Madrid game was when he didn't play against Monaco. And then before that was Bayern Munich, and they're the only games. Other than that, it's 1 goal here, 1 goal here, 3 goals here, 3 goals here, 1 goal here, 2 goals here. And then the odd assist sprinkled in as well. I mean, the Middlesbrough game, again, it was a 10 out of 10. He was sensational. Utterly ridiculous form for Erling Haaland. I mean, I don't think Alan Skinner had form like that. It was very close to that, but certainly not like that. And again, it currently leaves him with 21 goals in the league at the moment. 28 in all competitions. It's November. It's November. Right, I'm going to rest some players. We're going to come back from West Ham United, and hopefully we're going to get another 3 points to get us up to 39 points out of 42 it would be, I think, because we lost that game against United. But yeah, let's see whether we can do that. Hopefully we can. Back for the game against West Ham United, and here is the 11 we are going to be putting out for this game in the Premier League. It is Rosenbrick in goal, Iraragori, Ferrer, De Wilde, and Desuninik. I'm getting so bad with these names. So, Iraragori, Ferrer, De Wilde, and Desuninik in defence. Dash and Whittle in the midfield with Derica, Hadji and Foden supporting Haaland up front. I will get there eventually. Youngworth is being rested for this game, so we're actually going to take him out of this squad completely. We're going to put we'll put Ruben Diaz in there just in case. Nicky Rothwell starts on the bench. Didn't start the last game. I just didn't trust him. So do you know what? Actually, I'm going to start him in this game. I feel a little bit bad. Phil Foden can come on as a substitution. I was going to start Salim Hadji, but actually we're going to start Marco Cucciara again. Let's give him another game because he didn't start against Middlesbrough. So let's give him a game here, and then we can bring Hadji back on as a sub again. I just want to give Cucciara a little bit more game time, just to get him a chance to shine a little bit more. So buyer's remorse on that substitute, on that change from the Real Madrid game, but let's go into the game and let's see if we can get another 3 points. I'm hopeful that we can. And West Ham United are having a decent season. However, we are top for a reason, and that's the thing. We need to remember that. And we are at home as well. I've resisted the temptation to go onto attacking. I'm saving that as kind of a backup just in case, because if anything goes wrong and we're already attacking, there's not much we can actually do. But as you can see, West Ham United currently 5th, currently ahead of our old team Southampton, who we know have got a sensational amount of players. Of course, they were very close to winning the league last season from ourselves at Chelsea, so we know the quality that they have. Right, Iraragorri getting out wide, looking to whip the ball in for Youngworth today. Rothwell with the header, and Nicky Rothwell, the youngster from Manchester City. I've still not double checked if he's actually a Manchester City youngster. I'm pretty sure he is, but he heads the ball in. Iraragorri does a sensational job of filling in for Youngworth there. Exactly what Youngworth normally does. Runs down the line, gets to near the byline, and just whips the ball in an unstoppable cross into the far side winger, who's playing as an inside forward, and he does that job well. And it is 1-0 in the early goings at the Etihad, or the City of Manchester Stadium if it's a European game, which obviously this isn't, but I just felt like mentioning it again. Lovely stuff. Newcastle, by the way, I've just seen their score, having an absolute riot from the looks of things. Right, Whittle into the Wild, Wild into Dash, Dash now getting it to Whittle, Whittle into the Wild, Dash, Rothwell. Lovely passing here, but we do give the ball away, and that's a bit of a concern. Right, Neblit looking to get the ball forward. Riga now out wide with the ball, but Desuninik looking to just steal the ball. Doesn't really get there, though. And it goes all the way back to Christensen. Christensen to Neblit, and now West Ham trying to build out from the back. This is a team that is managed by Diego Simeone, by the way. So what a weird universe we're in, where he's the West Ham United manager. Jones out wide, and all of a sudden West Ham looking very dangerous here, and we could be about to concede our first goal for a while, and it is Abel Ruiz who does ruin our good run of form at the back. Abel Ruiz makes it 1-1. And, well, that is disappointing that we've let that happen. But it's a good manager. This West Ham United team are having a good season. We've tried to tell the boys that they need to step things up by encouraging them. Hopefully they do get the message. Right. Let's see if we can stop them from doing that again, because that was very disappointing. I mean, we should be stopping them from building out from the back, and we're really not at the moment. Have we got that as an instruction? Because it's not going very well so far. Prevent short goalkeeper distribution. We're really not preventing it at the moment, and it's a bit concerning. Right, Abel Ruiz gets it inside to Fofana. Nuhanovic looking for options, gets it to Jones. Jones into Riga. West Ham United are looking really good at the moment. This system, and I've struggled with West Ham in the past, you know, with a system like this, and it might have still been Diego Simeone at the club, but we have really struggled against it before at our former clubs, Chelsea, and at Southampton as well. So maybe, I mean, we've beaten them at times, but we've struggled against it, and Rothwell very unlucky there not to be able to get the ball into either a dangerous position or into the back of the net. Matty Dash not having a good game. I mean, I've raved him up, but to be honest, most of his appearances have been substitution appearances, so maybe just it's not the right thing from the start. Right, I'm going to go attacking, because I'm a bit disappointed with our start. Although we've had a lot of chances, we're not making the most of them. So we're going to go and turn things up a bit and see if we can just get a few more good opportunities. But they're going to attacking as well. They're trying to pass it short. Bertie out wide has definitely been their best player. And it is 1-1 at half time. So I'm going to tell them to keep playing and the result will come. It will. Erling Haaland, though, needs to sort his life out. He's been really not very good in this game. Stephen Whittle as well will tell to play a bit better. De Waal needs to do something as well. Let's just go into the second half. I'm not going to make any changes. We're just going to demand more from the boys and just see if we can break them down a little bit. But this defensive block is just so difficult to break down. And then the two strikers with it as well are making life quite difficult for us. Right, let's see if we can get the ball off of them. I mean, again, we've let them short pass, and we're meant to be stopping them doing that, and we're clearly not at the moment. Right, Journeyman looking to get the ball forward, goes back to the wild, Dash now, getting crowded out there. They've targeted, obviously, Dash as being one of the weaker players in the squad. Right, Derika heads it. I mean, he's not one of the weaker players, but they've obviously targeted him as someone who maybe isn't as good technically, and we have given possession away then, and that's something we've been really good at recently, is not giving away possession. And maybe the continental hangover is coming into effect here. Riga whipping it in, looking for Abel Ruiz, and we've gone behind for the first time in such a long time here, and now all of a sudden we've got a real problem on our hands. Right, well, tactically, trap inside, we're not letting them go out, we're meant to be stopping them crossing it, it's not happening at the moment. We're going to step up a bit more, and we're just going to press them a little bit more as well, because we are a goal down for the first time in quite some time, and it's very disconcerting. Right, I'm going to do what I did in the last game. Kuchiyara goes up front, Hadji comes on, immediate change, Erling Haaland is not playing well, and it's a bit concerning, because he's meant to be the jewel in the crown. Right, Alberto, I'm making a midfield change as well. Alberto and Bellingham coming on. 3 changes all at once happening now. Right, we need them to make a difference. We need them to make a difference, so hopefully they can. Right, 2-1 down. Let's see what we're made of. It's been a while since we've been in this position, but we need to do something. I mean, the last time we went behind was against Manchester United and we lost the game. But straight away, Iraragorri gets the equaliser, and it's a Luis Alberto corner that does it. We're back in the game. Goodness me, what a game this is. What an absolute game this is turning out to be. Right, come on, boys. Let's go and get a winner. Let's go and get one. Iraragorri, by the way, having a great game. He got an assist for the first goal as well. Another corner in. Kuchiyara can't get on the end of it. Of course, he's now playing as one of the aerial threats. Probably don't have our best players in those positions now. Bellingham now came on as a sub, the captain. So, not the club captain, he's the vice captain, I think. Big ball in. Rothell's there, and Rothell puts us back in front. Jude Bellingham. I just thought, Jude Bellingham, he's not even the vice captain. Erling Haaland is. He's like the 3rd captain, if such a thing exists. I know it does in some places. Right, well, we can see 2 goals for the first time, but then we score 2 to get back into the game. It is now 3-2. My word, right. Journeyman tries to get it forward. We just was a bit sloppy in possession there again. Our possession has been the thing, and to be honest, it might be our training, because the way that the games have fallen recently, that's really, really poor from Ferrer. Really poor, and he's off. Straight away he's coming off, if that's what's happening. Stoppelkamp is coming on. Not even waiting. We're making that change straight away. Poor from Ferrer there, very poor. And you know what? He's been a really frustrating player, because there's been games where he's been like really consistent one game after another, and then he just has poor games. Kuchiyara's in here. Can he get a 4th? No, he can't, but he does win a corner. He has had games like that, though, where he just makes silly mistakes, and I'm just taking him off. I'm not even going to give him a chance. Right, Alberto with another corner. Can we find our way to getting a 4th from this? Not right now at the moment. Fofana on the ball now, looking for options. He actually loses the ball to Iraragorri. Derika now, he's hacked in the box, but the referee not interested in giving anything. He went down like he was shot there, but Kuchiyara's in, and Christensen so very, very, very strong in his handling there, and makes sure it does not become 4-2. Right, De Waal now, looking to get the ball back forward for us again. Journeyman looking to get forward, running forward, getting it to Rothell. Rothell, who's had a deceptively good game today, with a goal and assist, into Luis Alberto. Alberto goes for the worldie, and what a way to return to the squad that is. It's a worldie for Luis Alberto, and it is now 4-2, and I'm just going to slump in the chair, because this has been a dramatic game. Oh, it's been plain sailing recently, and then we go and have a game like this, but we lead by 2 goals. And I can breathe a little bit. I can breathe just a little bit. My voice nearly cracked then as well. Luis Alberto with a wonderful goal. That might be a contender for goal of the season at this early stage. What a lovely goal that is. And we're getting towards substitution o'clock, and I think we will be making a substitution. I don't know who we're going to bring on, though. We've got 1 left. Derika's not had a good game, but it's more experience on that right wing. Right, I think Foden can come on. And I'm going to bring him on up front, actually. I know we don't play him there, but I'm going to bring him on up front just to rest Kuchiyara, who's had a pretty good game. He's had a difficult one having to lead the line. I'm going to bring on Foden as a trequartista. I don't know why, but it feels like the thing to do. I was tempted to play him as a deep lying forward, but trequartista, at the very least, he's playing in a role that's more attacking midfield-like. Derica really not had a good game today, though, which... Do you know what? He's had a good run of form, and he's really developing into that right wing role, so I will forgive him for it. But still disappointed to see, right, Sunenik gets it forward to Rothel. Rothel into Bellingham. Bellingham just managed to hold his man off, but it's a poor pass, and Derica doesn't really run onto it that much. Here comes Foden, though, trying to put some running in there. Forces the goalkeeper to make a mistake, and Sunenik now looking to get it into Rothel. Rothel into Derica, and despite the fact he's had a bad game, Derica might have gone and scored us a fifth. He might have done. It's getting checked for VAR. It's getting checked for an offside. I really hope it's not an offside because Derica's worked hard in this game and it has been given 5-2. And that has got to be the game. Sorry if you wanted to see the highlights. Go back and watch it in the video. But that has got to be the game. Utter nonsense in this game. But I mean, something drastic has to go wrong for us to not win this now. Right, Sunenik tries to get it forward. Rothel manages to steal it off of the West Ham player, though. Rothel still wants us to score more goals. I do as well. Right, Iraragorri, who has been a huge part of us getting back into this game, to Bellingham. Bellingham to Iraragorri. And I thought Luis Alberto wasn't going to get there, but he did. And Sunenik looking for options. Keeping onto the ball really nicely there. Looking to whip it in. He does. But there's no Erling Haaland. There's no big target man to aim for. Iraragorri now to Bellingham. We're keeping possession nicely here. Derica goes for the worldie and he comes very close to putting it in there and almost challenging Luis Alberto's worldie from earlier. I'm quite content for the game to end. I'm quite content there with his. I'm quite content just to not revisit that game because that was more stressful than it needed to be. But I have to say, Nicky Rothel, what a performance. 2 goals, 2 assists. And we can breathe again. We can breathe again. But my word, what a game. What a game. Need to be wary of that complacency though. Rosenbrick is beaten for the first time in quite a number of games. Beaten twice as well by Abel Ruiz, which is not ideal, but Luis Alberto coming off the bench and having a great game. Rothel doing really well as well. Derica proving me wrong after I was saying he was had a bad game. He obviously heard me, but 2 goals, 2 assists for Nicky Rothel, who, by the way, just to confirm, actually did start at Manchester City. He's played for Birmingham and Sunderland on loan. This is, I think, his first proper season. I mean, he played for the club last season. He never played before last season. He only played 5 games last year. This is his first proper run in the team, and he is looking like a bit of a superstar. 3.5 star potential ability, but he could go up to 4.5 star if he's lucky. If he continues to play like he has this season, I don't see that being out of the question because he has looked very, very good so far. Right, well, that was a bit of drama and a weird episode as well. I mean, I've recorded 3 games and you're only going to see 2 of them. So, yeah, bit of a weird one. Right, when are we going to be back? Very simply put, we're going to be coming back for that game. It's a Manchester derby. Why would we not come back for that? I know we didn't show you the first one that we lost, but that gives us even more reason to come back because we've got revenge to get. And then I might skip a couple of games and come back for the game against Shakhtar, the home game in the Champions League. I think we'll do that. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Play you, skip ahead to you. So we'll play those 3 in between, including the FA Cup third round. Yeah, I think that's the best plan to go with. So that's what's going to happen. And then again, around here we'll have some England games. I'll get those in. I'll get the friendlies booked in. And then we'll play games around there. That feels like the best plan. So, until the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to leave a like on there if you have enjoyed. And do not forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed as well. It's completely free to do so. And you'll make me a very happy chap. I've been Stu. You guys have been awesome. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.